Hello, good evening and welcome. George, how's it going on, mate? Let me know if the video and audio is okay. Sweet. I think there's a bit of a delay from when I'm going live to how quick it comes up on screen. So just have to play that by ear a bit. And as you can see, I've got the washing line out and hung up the curtain. Martin, good evening. How are you, my friend? Welcome along. Got four in the chat. Okay, we'll give it another couple of minutes and just wait to see if Paul joins us. Good man, Martin. Happy Fridays, mate. Cheers. A bit of Brave juice. Okay, we've gone from 4 to 3, so. Hi, Lee. How you doing, buddy? Welcome along, mate. Good to have you back again, mate. And cheers to you. If I keep saying cheers, I'll be pissed in 10 minutes. Okay, we've got 4, so we're getting there. You're on tea. Oh dear. Are you still on the medication, Martin? And how are you feeling, more importantly? He's here. Welcome back, Paul. Good to see you, my friend. So, we've got all the beef eaters here. That's great. Thanks, guys, for jumping in and joining us. This is a bit loose. We've got nothing specific. Not much better. Okay, so Martin says he's not much better, I'm afraid. Hopefully you'll see some improvement. Excuse the pun, Martin. And you'll be back building again. Did you get down to Lidl, Paul? Did you get some kit? There is a bit of a time delay on these kind of live discussions. So I'll ramble on for a minute. And yes, so Lee from Diecast Fixer Uppers is asking, did I try the range for kits? I did. And with my South Derbyshire accent, they only had the Fokker. And they were $9.99 each. I thought, so George is saying, I finally got the tapping sorted out. Tapping, yeah. What's tapping all about? Tapping, for those uninitiated ones, people. Let me just see if I can get this. So that's when you take a vehicle and you drill out the post hole, and then you use a tap and rethread it. So it gives you a secure fixing for the chassis. So that's what tapping's all about. And I know George knows how to do it. George is from Diecast Salvage, obviously. Most of us already know that. I know George knows how to do it, but he was having a few problems. So me and Paul from Pimp My Diecast, we chucked a couple of videos up, and hopefully it helped George out. But we didn't show him anything he didn't already know. Probably just a bit of bad luck or a bad tap or something along them lines. But I thought that was a good little exercise. Sweet. I'm glad you got them, mate. So George is saying he's got the bolts that we gave him a link to on eBay. I think they're M2x4s slots. So yeah, I thought it was a good little exercise, George, that between us we could chuck some instructional videos up. I've done 2 back to basic episodes. I'm going to pass the sanding plastic parts on to our good friend Martin Dare, because I saw what he did with his James Bond Lotus Esprit with the sanding pads, and it was an excellent video. I'll try to make sure that I pick a model that hasn't got too many scratches in it. I did start doing an episode 3 last night using the Dremel for polishing. Is Ron from Sumo Diecast, all the way from the States, if I'm correct. Good to see you, Ron. Welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us on the Midlife Models Facebook page. And hopefully you can see how this benefits us all by having all the restorers interact, which we don't currently have. So it was just a way of Missouri. Wow. Makes you feel so small, doesn't it, when you're getting people coming in from Missouri. I hope you're well, Ron. Yeah, so doing this live discussion was perhaps a good way where we can not necessarily ask me questions, but ask questions between us. And as you can see, the chat is full of well-known restorers, which is great. And we've got the community channel on Facebook where we can post pictures, files, and interact on there. And we're also joined, I'm delighted that we're also joined by Danny from Ibero Tuning. Welcome, Danny. I feel very humble. This is great. Thank you all so much for joining in with us. Yeah, I've hit 96 subscribers, which I'm quite delighted about. Never mind your 1.2 millions and, buying Ferraris and cars and 4x4s. Although I think we'd all like to get to that at some point. I'm chuffed the way that the channels are building. So what I'll do is a bit of history. I started my channel last March due to keeping my mental state in check. I was furloughed for a number of weeks from where I work. Needed to find something to do. initially I was looking at some YouTube videos of remote control planes, and one thing led to another, and I found Marty Matchbox Makeovers. I found Bob Willis. I saw Martin comment in one of Bob Willis's chats. I looked at the stuff that Martin was doing, thought it was great, and then I thought, well, they're all doing the kind of vehicles and tours I used to have as a kid. I wouldn't mind giving this a go. So we got to have a go at getting started. I thought, well, as a noob, I'll start a YouTube channel. I've got some experience in IT. And we gave that a go. And looking back at some of the earlier videos, I'm thinking, now I know what I know now, I'd have done things slightly different. So that's why I did the 2 back to basics videos. Yeah, there's a variation on the theme. I think it depends on how many thumbs up you get on your videos. Adds to the maths of how well you get results when people search for our kind of content. I don't know. It's I'm just chuffed to be where I am at this stage. Might be the end of the year before we get another 100 people, but so be it. It's not about that for me. It's all about a sanity check and giving me something to do and interacting with my friends that I've met over the last close on 12 months. So yeah, started a YouTube channel, did some basic videos, got some basic tools. Things have then moved on. I've upgraded. I've replaced all my tools with a Dremel, basically. It's a brilliant little tool, and you'll hear me talk about it in videos. I picked that up from Matchbox Garage, which was brilliant. And then for a tip for tools that we've been talking about on the last live forum is that you go down to places like Lidl and pick up these cheap tools, and well, I say cheap, they're quite good quality. These are Parkside brand, and one of my favourite cordless drills is a Parkside cordless drill. So yeah, then I was contacted by this nutty Scouser and said, would you be prepared to join or create a team of restorers? And I thought, no, I'm not good enough to do that. And well, we took a chance. So me and George got together along with Paul. We pestered Martin until he joined us, and we created the Beefeaters team. And that's where we would come together every couple of months and do a common build, whether it be, I don't know, the intercity commuter that we've got coming up. That's Paul's suggestion for our next build. That's due next month. Sorry, I'll just cut off. I just seen a mention that Paul's put there. The most viewed video I've got, Paul, is one of the earliest ones I did, and it's about using caustic soda. And that's it. It's not even got a voiceover. And I've managed to get myself one troll as well that keeps giving me a down. Even gave me a down on a promo for the family friends and family build. So I've made it. When you're getting a thumbs down, you're doing something right. So yeah, we got together as a group. So there's Midlife Models, me. There's George from Diecast Salvage. There's Martin Dare from Martin Dare's Dinky Restorations. I always say Diecast or something, and I usually get it wrong. And then we've got Paul from Pimp My Diecast. So the 4 of us get together, do a build every 2 months. And then the history of that was that we kind of got in touch with a group called the Three Blind Mice in the States, but I think due to conflicting dates, it didn't prove to be too practical for us. Good evening, Mr. P. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. So I think we've kind of gone back to basics of where we wanted to be. So we'll be publishing the Beefeater build-offs every 2 months, and in betwixt and in between, I've put up a bunch of MLM or midlife models challenges to fill the months in between. So these are builds that I want to do for myself, but I thought I'd open it up, and if anybody wants to join, they can do. So we this month, or on the 31st, we'll be publishing the friends and family choice. This is where we suggested that you get a friend or family member to pick your next restoration, and we've had 3 or 4 people join in, Paul being one of them, and a couple of the guys from in the States. In February, we've got the Intercity Commuter Challenge. This was Paul from Pimp My Diecast challenge to the team, and it was to take the Intercity Commuter, which we all agreed was a little bit drab, and do something interesting with it. So that's coming next month. Fortunately, I opened up a diary. And then in March, I'll cover the first 4 months because we soon kind of lose track. In March, we're doing, it's kind of follow on from the Intercity Commuter. I think me, Paul and Martin had a tipple, and we decided we would do a British Leyland model. So any British Leyland model, because they were pretty crap. The one I did find, for just to let the team know, was an XJ6, which I'll be doing. Freeman gives Paul George nightmares. I'm not surprised, mate. I blame Paul. I quite enjoyed it. When we first decided to do these challenges, Paul's wasn't the first challenge that we were going to do. I think we did the Land Rover, then we did the 60s, and then we're doing the Freeman. But I immediately started thinking what I could do with this Intercity, and that's been going on for about 4 or 5 months. Yeah, so Paul's saying, yeah, the way it ran, the 3 blind mice were the end of 1 month, and the Beefeaters beginning of the next. So it was all a dash. So we don't hold any animosity towards the 3 blind mice, and good luck to them. But I think if we just come back and get back to what we were doing, it's a better way of working for our team over this side. What kits were you talking about? Just picking up on a comment from Martin there. The other night, Martin, we had a bit of a chinwag on one of these live discussions, and we thought it might be an idea to do a common Airfix plastic kit. So I knew that the range were doing a range of, excuse the pun, Airfix kits, but they got a tank, and they got a couple of World War II aircraft, and there was 2 or 3 of them. So the other option was to Lidl were doing. Keep giving shout outs to Lidl, and I don't get any advertising revenue from them. Lidl were doing a range of aircraft or Airfix models, but you know what it's like with Lidl. They're in 1 week, and you don't see them again for ages and ages. And I went down to the range after this evening, and they'd only got the Fokker. They got the Fokker, and they were $9.99 each. And then I thought, well, what's the cheap? Sorry, the idea was it was going to be a starter kit, not something too advanced, so it wouldn't take too long to build and paint, whatever. So these starter kits were around about $9.99 each. And then I went and had a look on Amazon, and I saw the Aston Martin DB5 was going for £14. And I fancy doing that DB5 because I think if you're doing things like using the Molotow chrome pen and the iCoat rattle cans, it'd come out really nice. Yeah, they do, George. So I fill in. I offered up some. Going back to what I was saying, I fill in the intermittent months between what the Beefeaters, what we as a team of the Beefeaters are doing, and it's just some friendly builds that people can join in if they want to. I'm going to be doing these builds regardless. So we've got Friends of Family January. We've got the Freeman's Intercity February. Any British Leyland vehicle in March. And one of the next Beefeater one was a Woodstock Love or Peace vehicle, which was suggested by one from Matchbox Resurrection, and take any vehicle from the Woodstock era and give it a love or peace feel. So it's your own interpretation, a bit of fabrication, that kind of thing. I think if just picking up on what Paul's saying, Pit My Diecast, is it going to be any kit of your own choice? I shouldn't see why not. I've got no problems. Moss 6510, welcome along, my friend. I hope you're well. Thanks for joining us. I think perhaps it might be a better idea to say any model kit under 15 quid. Because with that, you're going to get a fairly basic model. I mean, once you start going over that, then you're paying, the more detailed. Gary, my mate from work, how are you, buddy? Thanks for joining us, mate. So, I mean, I'll leave that open. If we kind of want to agree that we'll do it'll be different from doing our usual run-of-the-mill diecast restorations. It's just another challenge, if you like. Do a model under 15 quid. Then it doesn't have to be Airfix. It can be a Revell kit. So I'll leave that. I'll leave that open. And if you want to drop a line that you either agree, disagree, we all settle on one thing, I don't mind, really. Like George has always said, and we've always agreed, if it's got to be fun. I'm a technical systems analyst, Paul. So I've worked in IT for about 25 years. So Gary Peckham, who's joined us, we work in what's called the BI team. So, and I also work a lot in doing media projects at work. So e-learning, creating tutorial videos. Hence, I've got a bit of know-how with doing YouTube and stuff. So when will the kit build be? Sorry, I'm picking up on comments. George saying, so when will the kit build be? We haven't actually put a date down, buddy. We could do, I could do it as an MLM build. I think we're pretty much stocked on the beefeater side of things for the rest of this year. Let me just have a look at the calendar. I've put some generic challenges in for MLM towards. No, that's going into next year, actually. We could do it as the Christmas special. We could do a plastic build as a Christmas special. It's leaving it a bit late, to be honest. But we've got one build every month between now and Christmas, and we didn't decide on what we'd do as a Christmas build. It's a long way off, but we've still got to get some of the other builds done, I guess. So holy shit, sounds complex. No more complex than being an aerospace engineer, I would have thought. Paul, I've seen your list of job titles, my friend. Thanks, Moss, for sharing us on your channel. Appreciate it. Yeah, I can swap one out. How about we swap out if September's not too late? We could go for September, and I'll swap out the emergency vehicles for a plastic kit. Okay, so yeah, I can either swap one out or we can do it for the Christmas special. Perhaps we'll put a vote up on the Facebook community page and offer a couple of dates up, and whatever comes up, I'll either swap out one of my challenges for a plastic model build, or we'll do it as a Christmas special. Can't say any fairer than that. The more votes we get per whatever date we get the most for, we'll go with that. Sweet, thank you guys. Thank you for that suggestion. So that's the history of MLM and the beefeaters. And in between, if you've got the time, if we end up having the time, we'll do our own personal projects. You know, you've seen me post stuff on the Midlife Models Facebook page where I've done various models. I'm currently in process of doing a little Austin A50 and a Bedford duple bus. So that's a project in betwixt and in between. Metal Mania 3D and the Diecast Workshop. Casey, how you doing, my friend? Thank you so much for dropping by and joining in. Much appreciated. Wow, I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is so humbling that people have dropped by and joined in the chat. I think we'll try and bring it forward a bit, Lee. I think if we could fit it in possibly in September, if that's all right. So Casey saying, just seeing your live, cool. And this is exactly the reason why I'm doing this, is so people get to know each other. We can subscribe to each other's channels, and it builds up the community. This is great, fantastic. What I've started to do, I think those that follow us on Facebook, I've started to put like a TV guide of YouTube channels that I know the latest episodes from each of our friends' YouTube channels, and we put it in an Excel spreadsheet and I've posted it on the Facebook page. So hopefully it advertises not just my builds, but the likes of George, Paul, Martin, Lee, Danny, who's joined us recently, Ron, who's joined us as well, Andrew Price, and I can't remember them all, to be fair, but I think it's just paying it forward. If you can help the other guys out, it's no skin off my nose. So current build, yeah, that's what I've got going on at the moment. The tools. What I will mention, Paul, is that I got this adjustable wrench, and the reason I got one of these was to do crimping of axles. But then I found out, and then I noticed, if you can just about make out, there's a corrugation on the top, so I'm going to have to file them flat. Yeah, mole grips as well. You just need something with as long as that's flat. If it's not corrugated, else you leave the pattern on the end of the axle. So yeah, or you can, because these are long handles as well. That's what I like about these this tool set. They're long handles. You can get some pressure on them. You can even file a pair of those flat, and they're cheap enough to get a spare pair and do it like that. So yeah, history and beefeaters, current build, what's coming up. I've been over the diary. There's two builds that I'm proposing as MLM challenges, and ones that I'm looking forward to, and that is the Batman Corgi Batmobile, which I've got one here. So it's one of those. They're readily available on eBay. You can either pay ridiculous price for them, or a fairly cheap price, and then pay ridiculous prices to get the spare parts. I've only got a few parts missing on mine now to start it, and it's thanks to Lee from Diecast Fixer Uppers that I got the torsion spring for the blade at the front. Ground down pincers, yeah. Yeah, just going back to the chat, and George is saying the machine pull restorer had. I love that. That he should patent that, mate, and flog them. I'd be the well, I'd be in the queue. I won't be at the front probably, but I'd be in the queue to buy one. I mean, I seem to think he's got quite a large workshop out the back. I can't remember whether I've seen him doing paint stripping with the gun. You know what I mean? With bead blasting. No. So Paul's asking, is mine the original with the gold wheels? No, it's the. I think. Well, you say gold wheels. This might be silver. These might just be silver wheels with the gold lamination has come off. But since I got that encyclopedia of Corgi toys, as you said, Paul, there are multiple versions of that Batmobile. So you've got the version the wheels that I've got. You've got some that are I've got the red tires, and you've also got the Batmobile insignia in the hub of some of them. So they're three versions alone that I know of, and one of them hasn't got the tow bar on the back as well. So George is asking, does anyone know a better gold chrome pen other than the Molotov Gold? I, as I do with most things, if I can get away with it, I've got a rattle can of gold. But obviously, if you're doing quite small parts, I've got some metallic gold enamel. But I did get the. I don't think you were here the other night, George, when we were online for the Batmobile, for highlighting the fins and the grill and so forth. I did get the Molotov orange. Yeah. What I did for the JPS, George, is I got some chrome. I got a chrome rattle can. I don't think I've got the. I think I might have moved it. George is talking about a specific vehicle that I had it to hand not long ago. I haven't got it here with me now. The JPS, George, was one of the first ones I started playing about with, and that was the one where I put all the chrome parts in bleach and waited for ages and ages for it to strip the chrome off. Since then, obviously, things have moved on, and I've now found out that Mr. Muscle oven cleaner does it pretty much straight away. I agree with Casey. I didn't realise that Molotov did a gold, but if you go onto Amazon and do a look for Molotov pens, you can buy a whole rack of them, and they're about 250 quid for the whole set. Moz is saying ammo by MIG Gold oil brusher is apparently excellent. Martin's saying, is it for pinstriping? Let me see if I can. I had it to hand not long ago. I think we're talking about the same one, George. Just give me a moment. Okay, how professional was that? So that's the model that George is talking about, I believe. Well, we have a daughter online. Christy, how you doing? So it's this plastic, the seats round the axle and the engine. Can't see it. So the seats round the engine and the axle. I took all them and put them in bleach. And knowing what I know now, I would have put them in oven cleaner and it would have stripped them fairly instantly. And then I found some a gold rattle can, and used that. And what I will do, George, is I'll get a picture of it and I'll post it on the Facebook page. Yeah, I didn't have a good experience with the caustic soda leak because I didn't know any different at the time, and I put some parts in there and it didn't go well. Yeah, oven cleaner does stink. What I did do, basically, and George put me onto this. Well, George's daughter actually. just get some plastic boxes, give it a quick spray with obviously a face mask on, give it a quick spray with oven cleaner and seal it in and leave it for, it could be anything from 10 to 30 minutes, and usually it strips it pretty clean. Grandad, I have a golden ticket. So yeah, you can get there's quite a range of these. I had a bad experience with the first two that I brought, which were the chrome ones, and they leaked all over the place or wouldn't come out at all. And I ended up stripping them down and putting them into a little paint pot. But the last one I've had has been pretty good. Casey's saying that I use CLR to remove chrome of any kind, works very well. Paint on plastics, I use DOT4 clear brake fluid, works fantastic. Paul saying I wrap in cling film or in a carrier bag. So it's just another way of sealing a part in, just to keep the fumes real, you know, and the fumes work on the model as well. I have a paint pot, Grandad. Nothing better than the wisdom of a 9-year-old when you're filming. Absolutely, mate. I have the wisdom of a 3-year-old who picked my last. So this is Christy's daughter, Olivia, picked my friends or family's choice. I saw you mention that, just picking up on Paul. Dettol removes chrome, a treat, or bleach. I did try the bleach one. I just found it took too long. I'm all about the PPE, to be honest, and if I can do the oven cleaner in a safe environment, usually spray it outside and then seal it, I'm happy with that. The local Indian curry removes paint well too. Loads of love. And the other, okay, so I've got 2 granddaughters. They're both watching apparently. So that's Emily as well. She's the older of my 2 granddaughters, and I'll be seeing them tomorrow at some point. So I kids, hope you're well. It is Emily. Hello, Emily. Sorry. I won't say how old you are, Emily, because that'll get us all in a world of trouble. So keep it clean, folks. For God's sake. And you can never have too much PPE. That's right. Rubber gloves. Rubber gloves and cocktail sticks are the ones that, you know, you'll need a lot of. So KC, bleach, be careful when stripping chrome with black plastic base. Goes smoky white if left too long. Not experienced that, but I'll take that one and put it in the bank of knowledge, KC. These ones just went back to, I think they went back to just a clear plastic on that model. That's as far as I got, George. So if you do happen to find the logos anywhere, that one, that front one, I used, I took some screenshots and then made a version in Paint Shop Pro, and that one's just a sticker. I didn't make it as a decal. But you can spend hours recreating these stickers. So Gary's asking, I know I asked you before, but are you or any of your fellow restoration experts doing model motorcycles? I know we have. I know that Mr. P and I know that Paul are big bike riders. I don't know whether either of them have done a motorbike model, Gary. I'm sure somebody will point you in the direction of a channel that has done a motorbike. There you go. George has got Paul at Pimp My Diecast. I have a Facebook group called Scale Model Motorcycles. I know Mr. P has done. He lives in a gorgeous part of the country, and he's done some great bike rides. Same with Crapode Nick, who's not on in our chat, but he does some good bike rides as well. Perhaps that's another challenge. We're filling the diary quite rapidly that we should at some point do a motorcycle. I'll do that little dinky. Is it the little dinky or corgi one that fits on the back of a trailer? Don't know what I was drinking once, but we puked on my Vauxhall Wheel and stripped the chrome off my bumper. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate it. A few thousand members. Like, I wouldn't mind trying a motorbike fix up. Okay. All about sharing ideas, guys, and we'll see if we can host some of these ideas. I don't think the Beefeater team or myself want to swamp people with too many come and join our builds. I think if we do one a month, and I'm quite open to changing the type of challenges I'm doing. We could do a TT race bike. Damien, thank you for joining us, mate. Another friend from work, Damien Wagon. Hi, long-time listener, first-time caller. Has anyone tried the Stuart Semple Mirror Chrome? It's supposedly really shiny. Not heard of that, Damien. Thanks for the suggestion, though. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. We could do a TT race bike, Damien. That would be good, says Gary. I have a Phaser 600 fast little wheelie machine. Damien says hi. So yeah, well, I'll let me write these down so I don't forget. So we've got a plastic kit build. Date to be advised. We'll try not to leave it too late. Lee says to lose its momentum. We like shiny things from the family. If you can encourage your subscribers to look around and join other builders' channels, that's how we build up some of these numbers. It's not all about the numbers for me, to be fair. It's enjoying the hobby and enjoying the community, and I'm so grateful to Paul, George, and Martin that we created our little team, and we've got some good chat going on and advice going backwards and forwards. Ooh, shiny. So if anybody's got any other type of vehicle, if you want to see some of the more obscure dinky vehicles, pop over to Martin Dare's channel. He keeps finding stuff that I've never seen. So I ended up buying the Corgi Toys collector's book, the Dinky Toys collector's book, and these are great reference books, and the Matchbox Toys encyclopedia. I had to get him to make sure he was not conning me, and he was just putting Dinky on the end of it. But he's absolutely spot on, and he does some amazing builds. I will do, George, absolutely. Not a problem. So send George. They're all on Amazon, George, by the way. Amazon book links. We have the idea of doing a bike build-off. Let's Great. A dinky donut van. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got one of them. Send me a link for them books, mate. Will do. He has a reputation for adding his dinky everywhere. All clad are airbrushing mainly and needs care for that. A Land Rover build off. I've got a feeling that wasn't that our first. I'm talking to my Beefeater teammates. Wasn't that the first build we did? It was a Land Rover build off. I'm sure it was. For those that don't know, Lee Jackson, who's Diecast Fixer Uppers, is big on his big into his Land Rovers, and he was good enough to send me some Batmobile parts. So, if anybody's got any spare Land Rovers, point them in the direction of Lee. Britain's motorcycles are dear now. A Land Rover build off. Circle of Death cut me off. I love the Land Rovers too, says George. There's no reason we. I mean, what we can do is, if anybody wants to do a common build, we can do that outside of the suggested scheduled builds, if you want. You know, most people do. Most of the restorers do 2 or 3 vehicles within a month, so there's no reason we can't do another Land Rover. Feeling hungry beef burgers. I love the Land Rovers too, says George. I have a ton. He's replying to Lee. That's it, George. The cat's out of the bag. Paul, I'm ex-military. Hate the Land Rovers. Probably sick of seeing them. I'd like George is saying I'd like to do a barn find Land Rover. KC is saying love the Landy models. I think that's one thing about the Land Rover, that it's readily available whichever country you're in. I know and it's no, I'm not trying to disparage the American guys. They try to concentrate a lot on American builds that are not necessarily readily available over here. But the Land Rover, the Jaguars, the Minis, those kind of things, you pretty much get them anywhere. They're useful, KC. I think they're great. Even if you're just looking for a color guide. I mean, even I'll just pull out I'll be careful what I say there. That sounded wrong. An image like that, you can see Martin recently did one of the transits, Ford Transits, but even on that, there's at least 5 themes there of the Transit that you can have a go at. There you go. So already we've put 2 Landy lovers in touch with each other. It's also, I mean, not only subbing, sharing models between builders. I know sometimes our team, not me necessarily, because I haven't got the stock of. I'm just having a top up, by the way. I haven't got the stock of vehicles, but if somebody's short of a part, it hasn't been unknown that we've moved parts around the team. I know George has shipped some parts to Martin, and Martin's offered me some parts for the Batmobile. It's a great way of keeping the cost down and helping the community out, you know, helping other builders out. So Casey's saying a bike build will be good in April. Got nothing booked in. Okay, I'll make a note of April, Casey. If I can get, well, I mean, we don't all have to be involved. It's whoever wants to be involved. But I'm quite happy to host the build if we can't get them. What else have we got here? Love the landing models. Check mine out. George Martin says. Got all those books, says KC. Great, George. If you want to shift any, give us a shout, mate. Great. That's great if we can share some stuff around. I was attached to Remy, seen them from more angles than than Katie Price. Trust him. I take it you haven't been kicked off Facebook this week yet, Paul. So Casey saying bike will be good in April and got nothing booked in. George is saying, "Well, email your ad, Lee, and I'll sort something out for you." We'll do. George, says Lee. Batman says either Emily, Christie, one or the other. That transit, I love that transit fire, Martin. It looked really good. Oh no, that it wasn't. You did. It wasn't the transit fire. You did a fire engine recently. I watched that. It was the ambulance version of the transit that you did? I can't remember. You may imagine we'll do. He said. KC says he's got the Harley Davidson Fat Boy sitting on the bench. I'm not a big motorcyclist, so I'll take that. I'll take it that's a version of an Harley D. Paul saying he has been good. George is saying he's never good. Yeah, I'll reiterate this. If you want to see some real old school models, some unique models that even I didn't know all that exists. I don't know every model that exists anyway. But Martin finds some real corkers, and they're fantastic builds when he's done them. I also suggested putting you forward. Giving a shout out to your James Bond Lotus Esprit. I think I mentioned it earlier on. The sanding techniques that you used in that was a great tutorial, Martin. Okay, she's saying yes. The books are awesome. We used to sell those books, sold out. I don't think anybody's calling you a fat boy, Paul. Or a real old school restorer. Yeah. I'll have one on. I'll have one. No ice. So yeah, we've got a plastic build off TBA. I'll get the links out to you, George, about the Amazon books, and we'll try and pencil in a bike build off if everybody's kind of in agreement. Those that want to take part for sometime in April. Here's Laz from Lasley Low Collections. Laz, welcome along, my friend. Been a while. Good to know you. Hope you're well. Geez, you want to see what? So Paul saying you want to see what he's got in his dinky corgi boxes. I'm not sure I do, but I'll take his word for it. I have both sizes of corgi monkey mobile. Martin Call, I've got a 94 wide glide, my beast. Everybody saying hi to Laz. Lee saying looking forward to another MLM build-off. Oh, thank you, mate. Appreciate it. George saying I love this. It's great. Hey, everyone, says Laz. I'm thrilled to bits that people are chipping in. It's made it all worth it. So you got the bike build off for July. KC saying so far we've got April and now July. Mr. P saying too many Harley owners on here. I'm biting my lip. Don't worry, lads. you are more than welcome here at any time. You know that, my friend. Well, I hope you know that. We've only just started doing these live discussions, but the fact that the bulk of friends that follow me on my channel are restorers is absolutely it's amazing. I'm chuffed to bits. And if what I'm intending to do is do one of these at the end of the last Friday of every month, if I can pencil them in. Gary's saying no oil is in my garage, can't afford one. He has got 2 bikes though. I'll let him give the details on them because I'll only get it wrong. Lazzy's saying he's got loads of cars to do. Oh, that's an hour. That's amazing. That has flown by. So I'm just put this out there. Do you guys like this format and the way that we're able to do this live chat? So Paul is saying obviously I have plenty of time riding a Harley. Laz saying David from Bogey on patrol keeps me busy. Yeah, that's another restorers channel, I think, isn't it, Laz? KC, time is never my friend. Everybody's got a full schedule, and you know it's changed for me from as Gary knows. When I was on furlough, you had plenty of time to do these restorations, and now we're all, well, the majority of my company are back from furlough. The positive, so Gary's saying cheapo bikes are my style as they are what I can afford. Absolutely, it's the same with cars, mate. To be fair, he's got an Honda Shadow Ace and an XT 600D. Classic shapes, models of them are cool. Paul saying it's enjoyable. George, yes, the format is awesome. Martin, yes, Lazzy, I noticed he keeps you busy. George is saying maybe have a guest week and rotate a second restorer, join you on screen. That's something I've got to work out, George. What I will do, I may do a video on what the setup is to get this thing going. I've only just managed to get a webcam that bloody works, so I'll look into that, mate, and I'll get back to you on that. I'd love to do that. It'd be really cool if we could get the beef eaters online. And second restorer join you on screen. Yeah, I'd love that, mate. Perhaps we can work on that. This is great, PJ, that we can get to know each other. Loving this live stuff. Brilliant. Thank you, Lee. Appreciate it. And for your ongoing support. Laz is saying, yes, Martin, doing 2 at the moment. Gary, motorcycle is cool. Doesn't matter the bike as long as it goes, says Casey. Going back on so Paul's going back on a 3-day week. Now feeling better. 5 days has been good to get better, though. George is saying he loved the removal vans that Laz has done. I'll check them out. Thanks, Gary. That the format of this works well. I'm happy that we've got decent audio, and we've got decent video. My PC, I was talking to Gary earlier on, my PC is starting to creak at the seams, so that'll be my next big investment. KC saying, yeah, I meant April. Sorry, that's fine, mate. So we'll try and aim for April on a bike build. I can't guarantee mine will be any good. I wouldn't know one end of a bike from another. I might have to get Gary's input. He can tell me a bit more about it. George is saying I have Prism. Yeah, I tried the first one I tried, George. I did on Prism. So for those that don't know, you can take an iPhone or an iPad. I think you can do it on an Android as well, and it's an app that you can install, and it gets around having to have multiple subscribers to your channel before you can do live streaming. I only found out a couple of days ago, to my embarrassment, that you can do a live stream just by using a webcam and not using what's called OBS and a camcorder or bloody DSLR. So this camcorder, this webcam I'm using was 20 quid off Amazon. I did spend a bit more on the Blue Yeti mic. No, it's not from Ann Summers, by the way. So we can perhaps have a chat about that, George, offline. We can do a conference call of some sort, and we'll see if we can figure something out. Format of this works well. Cheers, Gary. April, sorry, I have Prism. So yeah, I've used Prism, George, on the iPhone, but I really wanted to see if I could use a webcam. Martin says he has a mountain bike. You could always do a mountain bike. It's got 2 wheels. It's a bike. Oh, a mountain bike. KC, Martin, mountain bikes and mountain women. Loads of love. Paul saying, yeah, the removable vans were stunning. So all good, lads. Same here. Love my subscribers to check out giveaway video. You're welcome, lads. You're very talented. They're talented. I know what he's trying to say. I found so Paul's found symbols. Yes, there'll be a match. So Gary's saying, looking at a job lot of motorbike models on eBay before you guys send the prices rocketing. Yeah, that tends to happen. So Casey is saying, did I? Sorry, Casey, I may have missed that. So if you want to try reposting that again, Casey's doing a. Oh, there we go. Don't forget to check out our subscribers giveaway. So if you're a subscriber to Casey's channel, which is Metal Mania 3D and the Diecast Workshop, he's doing a subscribers giveaway. Yeah, I've got a lot of sympathy with Martin at the minute because Martin does a lot of detail on his models and is suffering. I hope you don't mind me passing on that you've got a bit of an eye infection going on, Martin. So we wish you all the best on that, buddy. And to your other half as well. Shit, how do you get rid of them? We've been infested by rodents. So this has been, I'm going to put this down as a bit of a success. I'm chuffed to bits. We need to get a better backdrop. So if anybody's got I don't know, a 10-foot by 6-foot white board, you know where to send it. Good stuff. And for those that don't know, you can find our little community if you use Facebook. You just do a search on Facebook for midlife models, and anybody who's on there who's already joined can invite other people to be a part of our little corner of Facebook. So Laz is saying, is this your first time doing live, PJ? No, this is probably. I'll say this, Laz. This has been the most successful one, but I have been trying the technology in a couple of previous episodes. As George said, in one episode, I used an app on my iPhone called Prism that you can connect to YouTube. That went fairly well. The sound and video were pretty good on that. Since then, I've invested in a Blue Yeti mic and a cheap webcam. The problem is, I tend to go and look on YouTube for recommendations, and you can get brought into buying something really expensive. So I still go. It's still worth going to Amazon and looking for whatever you're looking for, and looking for best reviewed by or reviewed top reviews, something like that. That's absolutely right, lads. It's really good. We can get to talk instantly. Yeah, the closest thing. That's one of the reasons I opened up my Facebook channel. At least you get to do Messenger Live, I guess. But even then, you've got to know that people are online. So it benefits us all if I advertise something on the YouTube channel to say we've got a scheduled event coming up, and I'll also post the event on Facebook so people are on. There's about 84 subscribers on the Facebook channel. A lot of friends from work, but also a lot of you guys have been kind enough to come along and support the channel, so that's great. Yes, Gary, spot on. I will. I've got a list of the guys' YouTube channels, so I'll get that over to you. It's really good. We can talk instantly. Yeah, Laz is saying cheers, Gary. And so Gary is not a restorer, but he loves his bikes. And a mate of mine, so I appreciate him. And we're work colleagues as well. We work in the same team. Lars, it is, bro. So cool. Thanks, Casey. Disappointed that he's usually in the knit by now. Got me there, Paul. So yeah, going back to what Laz was asking, I've been playing about with the hardware and various devices to try and get something to work. And this is the best I think I've got so far. But as George was saying, for those that you don't know, George from Diecast Salvage and one of our Beefeater teammates, I'd like to be able to do it as a magazine type presentation where we've got a number of subscribers, a number of restorers on the screen at the same time. But I don't know whether my PC will stand up to the processing that's needed, because there's a lot of processing power goes on in the background. And then the stream struggles a bit. This is fairly clean, but I will keep investigating it, Laz and George, and see if we can do a magazine where we've got guest restorers on. I think that sounds like an awesome idea. We did mention it some months ago, George. So Lee is saying, cheers to Gary, thanks for the support. You can buy background lights, green lights, and can have scenery in the background, car shows, etc. on the white sheet. You can buy background lights, green lights, and can have scenery in the background, car shows, etc. Absolutely, Casey. If you've got anything you can send me as a where to get stuff from, I'd appreciate that. Yeah, it's just a backdrop that if I should have got it ironed, really. I've got the green one and the black one. If anybody knows what chroma key is, if you shoot against a green background, you can highlight the background and change it to whatever you want. Paul saying, got some Matchbox monster trucks the other day. One is built from the Holden UTE, very rare and only found a few in the States. Okay, is saying to Paul, I'd love to see that. I got, is it the Hot Wheels ones that I got? I'm sure they were Hot Wheels. That's how I got my youngest granddaughter into toy cars. I started buying her some monster trucks, and I started collecting them. So we've got the Gravedigger and the ones that you can get from Sainsbury's, about £5 or £6. And there's about, I don't know, 8 or 9 variations. So they're up on my shelves on the stairs. And if anybody didn't see it and you live in the UK, B&M are doing some really cheap shelving, open-faced shelving units. Yeah, I've got Lads is saying, PJ, put me on the background. You know, that's not a bad idea, actually. If I could get some blown up versions of the YouTube channels that you guys run, you know, the icon that's on your channel, it'd be great to scatter them round. It's not a bad idea, that ain't, Laz. I'll give that some thought. I think that's why I started to do at the end of some of the videos, my recent videos, I've done a slide that says friends of the channel, and it's just so that people get recognised when they've, you know, subscribed, and it's a good way of giving them a shout out. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Lee. So Casey saying, anyone sub to Drew M. Smith? He had a huge accident last night. Lucky to be alive. Man, I hope he's okay. I have to claim ignorance, Casey. I don't know who that is. Drew M. Smith. Paul saying they're pretty good of working steering. I think that's referring to, it's called the Bogbuster MM3D. Casey saying Diecast fixer, cool idea. George says this is a vector image. Those what happened, Laz? Sorry, what happened to MM3D? Rolled his pickup truck. Okay. That doesn't sound good. Hope you guys okay. So people wishing this guy well. I hope he's okay, mate. Says George. Laz, oh gosh, all the best to him. Think I subbed to him, one of the American guys. Okay, so he's I take it he's a restorer, not one that I'm aware of. So apologies, Casey. That's One of the American guys. Okay. Okay. Yes, US channel praying he's okay. My thoughts and prayers, Casey. Yes, US channel praying he's okay. Thank you, Lars. Yeah, crashes ain't good. Yeah, seen too many paramedics myself. Yeah, my other half has just started working in our local hospital and in the kitchen area. And she's only been there 2 days, and she's delivering meals to the COVID ward. So we're social distancing. I'm kicking her out, I think. I hope it's going to be on the bonus side of free drugs. We can only hope. I've seen enough to last 10 lifetimes being a tow truck driver. Okay. Yeah. The workshop. Thank you, Martin. Just a bit of self-promotion. Please smash the like button. I'd appreciate it. It will give this kind of format a bit of promotion within the YouTube environment, and hopefully you guys can encourage other restorers or other subscribers to come and join us in this format. That'd be great. So, does anybody want to promote? I mean, I've put a TV guide up. I don't know whether I don't know whether it was here, KC, when I mentioned this. If you want to join us on the Facebook page, the Middle Life Models Facebook page, at the end of each week, I'll put up a almost like a YouTube TV guide, advertising builds from around the YouTube community, what people are doing. Okay, so Drew M. Smith is the name of this guy's channel. George is saying make a splash screen, PJ, and I'll add it to my vids. Will do. Make a splash screen. We're going to have a bit of a video conf call at some point, George. Make a splash screen. I know that Lee also works at the hospital. You got to have a pair, to put it politely, to work in that environment. I think even the ladies have got a bigger pair than some men. I don't know how bad that sounds, but I think you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. So Lee saying we see birth, deaths, and everything at the hospital. Prayers sent. True, mate, and I hope you're well as well. Drew M. Smith is the name of his channel. Make a splash screen pigeon. I to my work. I work rehabbing brain injury victims and nursing, etc. Pretty full on changing tracheotomies on a motor restless patient is an art. Yeah. Laz, also another little worker. My, hats off to you guys, and I mean that sincerely. My dad he had various issues. I won't go into them, but he was well looked after by NHS workers, and I can't thank them enough. And the ancillary workers that work in the hospitals, the kitchens, the cleaners, etc., etc. My youngest daughter, she worked at Stoke as a cleaner, and she saw some sights. So going from she currently works although they're on furlough at the moment. She works as a scare actress at Alton Towers, but when Alton Towers closed down, she went and did a cleaning role at Stoke Hospital, and yeah, she saw some sights. Yeah, I second that, George. Props to all NHS ideas. Sorry, crossed over two chats there. Props to all NHS workers and the world's equivalent of. Absolutely, mate. Cheers. Is that what they mean by glass? No, it's glass completely empty, not half empty, isn't it? So Lee saying some good ideas been thrown in this chat. That's what it's all about, mate. Good. If anybody can help anybody else out and come up with some cracking ideas, more than willing to help out and host and, whatever, advertise. Lad's saying he's a key worker. KC, man, hope she's okay. She's safe, bro. That's bad. COVID-19 was where my heart goes out to you. My other half has got a thick-eyed. She's got nothing phases her in that environment. She's been in the care industry far too long. So yeah, tough lady. Thank you, Casey. Appreciate it. Paul said, "I get sent in when the women don't want to go. Great to see others here. Another great reason for having these communities going. Usually to get hit or kicked. Yeah, that comes with the. Unfortunately, Paul, that comes with the turf. I know that my wife's experienced that, especially with the challenged, the teenagers that are challenged is not the word, it's something, isn't it? And you'll tell me if I'm. There are particular schools for education for hard to teach children and teenagers, and they can be brutal. Usually get as a kid, thumbs up when I rocked in. You're teasing. I forgot my booze. Not my fault, Chief. I got that ready before I got the bloody channel ready. Come on, do keep up. Last saying, I like this community, guys. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. Video saved, just start loading to YouTube. Casey saying, I'm a panel beater fabricator by trade, old school file finish, lead wiping, etc. Plus painter. Panel beat. I imagine that comes in really useful when you're fabricating models, Casey. Even the work on a big full size, well, a real vehicle, taking that skill to the model restoring community, it can only be helpful. I'll get some. I forgot. Document. KC saying Diecast community is the best. I agree, Loz. I completely agree with that, KC. The guys have been really supportive of me, and it doesn't hurt to just click on a thumbs up, or leave a kind comment on somebody else's channel, just to share the support. Mr. P, on a more humorous note, it's been good to chat, but it's that time of the week when I have to put my Batman suit on and leap off the wardrobe. things I need to keep a relationship going. Cheers. Great to have you here, Mr. P. Thanks for dropping by. It's always appreciated. And really enjoying those dioramas that you're doing as well, mate. So Paul saying, I've had COVID and I've had vaccine. Those microscopic little buggers are using me as a rave venue. George saying, it's surprising how great the community is. Other communities are cagey about tips and tricks, but this community is so helpful. Totally agree, George. And my thanks go to you for your support as well, as always. Martin saying, replying to what Casey's job entails, lead jointing, Casey a dying trade. Not something I'm familiar with. I imagine it's from an engineering standpoint. George said, if any of you guys need anything, please hit me up. I'm always around to help out. Thanks, mate. Martin, yes, they just panel replacers today. I will say this: my father-in-law worked for for Leyland Daff on on panels for vans, and he had two benches for beating panels, and it was embarrassing that the next bay along they decided to install one of the first robots for creating panels, and obviously the robot was chucking out panels, at a ridiculous rate, and it cost my father-in-law his job. For Mr. P says, Martin, Lee saying, I've loved chatting and listening to all you guys. It's brilliant to be able to chat to you guys. I subscribe to, especially Pimp My Diecast, who lives 15 minutes away. Yeah. One of my experiences similar to that, Lee, was that I brought a collection of Batmobiles that I did a video on, a Christmas special on, that some of you are aware of. And it was posted by a young lady, and I went and collected the Batmobiles, and a guy opened the door, and he said, "Oh, Paul, how you doing? Good to meet you." And I didn't realise who it was, and I later found out it was a guy called Craig Foster, who also lives about 10 minutes away from me and is subscribed to the Facebook channel. So it's a small world after all. Casey saying, Diecast Fixer Up, the same here, brother. Paul's asking, Lee, where are you based, Lee? Yes, it does. Casey saying, I've got a car show to video today, as long as weather holds up. Good luck with that, mate. I'll check in on that. Paul saying, I'm usually the reason he has work. Okay. Well, I'm going to put this down, thanks to you guys, as a resounding success. My record was crashing 3 cars at once and I wasn't even in any of them. Lee saying he's based out of Oldham. It'd be good to, God willing, we get rid of this bloody virus. I think I said in the live chat, it'd be great to be able to start going back to some of the car fairs and conventions, and some of us can meet up, whether it be up north or down south, or even here in the Midlands. We have a few collectors fairs around here. As I said previously, another vid. I was just starting to really enjoy going out to the Sunday markets, and now that's bloody gone again. You pick up some real bargains. I think eBay has become the last resort because we haven't got other opportunities to get vehicles from anywhere else. Hence the prices hyped up. I'd like to do the. I did mention I'm a big. The two types of vehicles I like. I'm a big comic book fan, so I love the Batmobile in all its guises, and I'm also a big Jerry Anderson fan. So that was one of the challenges. One of the midlife model challenges is to do any Jerry Anderson vehicle. So I'm going to be doing this thanks to Martin and him finding. If I want to, I'll just go back a step. If I need to find a colour, Mr. Dare is the man to go to. He's got. I've got a drawer full of high coat paints, and I'm not promoting high coat, but Martin is great at finding a really close match colour in a rattle can, which is an art form in itself. If you're using the airbrush, you can mix and match paints and mix them up. And some of the guys, hats off to them. They, like Marty, he will try and get his colour as close to the original as possible. I'm not so set in my ways. I will find a close call. George said, PJ, congrats. This has been amazing. It's been nice to meet new folks and oldies. Must shoot off to take. So take care and see you on the next vid. Take care, buddy. We'll catch up soon, no doubt. Thanks for joining us. Paul is saying, I'm near Bury. A meetup is definitely on the menu. Absolutely, buddy. I haven't got a problem with that. I'm not. Whereabouts are you based, Laz? I'm sure you're up north somewhere. Diecast salvage, all the best, bro. Laz saying it is PJ, which I think is referring to having a meetup. Meeting up could be dangerous if there's beer. I'm bringing a bottle with me, mate. No more bloody beer. Lee saying, see you later. I'll email to George. I'll email the regarding Land Rover. Cheers, mate. Stay safe. 3D. KC. Cheers. Laz is now thinking that beer's on offer. That's your fault, Martin. I'll let you provide. Paul saying, I'm glad I've stocked up over the years, more than I'll ever do. Let's just say danger is giving them Marty. Yeah. Martin. Lee just replying to Paul. Yeah, meetup is great. Is definitely a good idea. Yeah, it was only ever near enough in the factories. I like to I'll take two approaches to it, Paul. If I can get a colour that's close on, I'll go with that. or sometimes I just want to give an old model a new twist and use a new modern colour. So mine isn't. That's why I call my builds from ruined to refreshed and not from ruined to restored, because I think that's a bit misleading. I think it's KC. Yeah, cheers, KC. Thanks for joining us, mate. Take care, buddy. If you haven't joined us on the Facebook page, by all means, come and find us, KC. Be thrilled to have you there. Lads are saying, PJ, nice tutorial videos. Thank you, mate. The basic ones. My contemporaries, Paul, George, Martin, and the likes of Marty and Paul Restorer, they will go more in depth and I'm not shooting myself down by any stretch of imagination, but they have had more experience, and especially with things like airbrushing and stuff like that and weathering. Paul's done some amazing weathering on tanks. Paul saying colour matching is a bit of a fallacy, really. Some made it past QC with only one side painted. Yeah. Laz is in Colchester. Been awesome chat. KC saying it's been awesome chatting with you all. Very cool. Looking forward to seeing the next one. Cheers, everyone, and stay safe. KC is from Tasmania. Speak soon, KC. Stay safe. Stay safe, Cobbett. Take care, KC. Thank you, everyone, KC. And you're welcome, mate. Thanks for joining us. Paul saying, been to Colchester. So, yeah, what was I saying? Batman and Jerry Anderson. So, thanks to Martin, he found, and I'm still going to have to go back to his videos to double check, but he found a fantastic jade metallic colour, I believe, Martin. You'll correct me if I'm wrong, that I want to do redo my Interceptor with. So at this stage, with this, I made a start on it. So I did re-chrome and I did clean off this exhaust pipe at the back, but I think Martin, you've got one of these, and we were considering both doing this as a build. I'm going to get the paint that you used on one of your models. The only difference I might do is that I may swap my stickers out for these stickers for homemade decals. I like that. I can't remember what her name is, but there was one girl that was on Skydiver. Seek out that episode. Gabrielle Drake was on Moonbase, at the Moonbase, and Aisha was at Shadow Control. And she had a big letter A. God, not showing our age. I never really took to Space 1999, although I do love the Space 1999 Eagle. I must have a go at one of them at some point. So yeah, and if I do, so as and when I hit 100 subscribers, not age, although one might be closer than the other, I'm going to redo the Heavy Patrol vehicle to add to my Captain Scarlet collection. So It's in pretty good nick. I managed to get this for around 15 quid. It is just missing the stickers. I have got a template for creating these decals if anybody's interested. The Captain Scarlet logo, if you like. So 100 subscribers, and I do that as a part of my Jerry Anderson MLM challenge. I'll probably be doing that, Martin. And then I've also got, complete with missile launcher, the Shadow Mobile 2. One of my favourite vehicles of all time. And believe it or not, I think I got these from a collector's shop for 50 quid. Try and get that pair for 50 quid. I challenge anybody in that condition, not battered and knackered like, but in fairly good nick. You will not get a pair like that for 55 quid or 50 quid. Book Rogers a Starfighter to do this year. Martin does Dinky. What the? Let's see if we can. Let's put our book to the test, Martin. And it will be in the fairly. Okay, so that is the range of Jerry Anderson vehicles. I'd also like to do the Lady Penelope Thunderbird, and I'd also like to do an SPV. I've got a replica model of the SPV, which is larger than this one, but I've done the special patrol vehicle, so I'd like to do an original SPV as well. We also need to finish off my Lotus Esprit full scale. I did a small version. I thought it was a bit of a cop out, copying the one that Martin had done, so I went for the smaller version. And if anybody remembers these, I had one of these when I was in the junior school, and you had a ripcord that you pulled out, and that damn thing shot across the playground like a bullet. Also, I'd like to do the Joe 90, but these are hard to come by. Martin saying, "Go for it, Paul." It's Corgi PJ. Yeah, Corgi. Sorry, Martin. Yeah. Fortunately, here's one I prepared earlier. Yeah, I've also got the James Bond DB5s to do. When I thought I brought two DB5s, they were different bloody sizes. I'll have a look for that. There's some great models in these books. If you want to find something obscure, these books are great for giving you some idea. What you don't want to be doing is the same as somebody else. You want to do something unique. The Pink Panther is very expensive at the moment. I'm not surprised, mate. I imagine they're pretty hard to come by. You're right. There's a link. Tell me what I'm looking for, Martin. I saw Paul Restorer doing that Morris Minor recently. I think it was with a surfboard and the attachments, but he made a hell of a job of it. They raced with on pull wheels. Did you ever see the Demolition Derby set that had a Beetle and some other car? When they hit each other, doors flew off and bonnets, etc. Oh, yeah. And I think you're also obliged to have a go at doing one of those, the chitty chitty bang bang. Yeah, some cracking models in here. Oh, it was the Buck Rogers, wasn't it, Martin, that you were talking about? I'll see if I can find that and I'll show folks what it is. I've seen people do the Magic Roundabout vehicles. I'm not struck on them. Not that people don't do a good job. The Yellow Submarine, I might have a go at that. The Beatles. Sorry if the light's a bit naff. I'm not showing you. Last saying I showed his little middle finger. As if I would, mate. As if I would. So there is the there's the James Bond Lotus Esprit, and I've also got one of these Land Rovers, Range Rovers. Need to get some spare parts for that. And the Starsky and Hutch Gran Torino. Wouldn't have a go at that either. Where the hell is that Starfighter? I will find it. Won't be happy now until I bloody found it. I've also got that in a large scale, that taxi, but it's in pretty good nick. Try page 100. Thanks, mate. There we go. So Martin's looking at doing that from the Buck Rogers 80s TV series, I seem to think, Paul, with Gil Gerard or Gil Gerard and Tweaky, biddy. I might have a go to doing the space shuttle as well. Oh, so many choices. Cost you fortune. I did say to I'll put this out there to everybody. How you do your search for models on eBay. I've got a number of searches saved. One is Diecast vehicles, Corgi vehicles, Matchbox vehicles, and Dinky vehicles. But I also like to do the French model, the majorettes, the chassis, the recreation. The chassis on those majorettes are such a pleasure to work with. So Lee's saying I'm thinking of trying to do one of my 1/18 scale cars, a bit daunting. Martin saying Pink Panther very expensive at the moment. Yeah, a lot of these models are starting to get pretty rare. Paul saying they race with them pull wheels. Did you ever see the Demolition? Yeah, so we talked about that. Martin saying I've got a couple of 1/18 scale to do. Yeah, I think there's a 1/18 scale. Paul will correct me if I'm wrong. There's a 1/18 scale of that JPS as well. I think they were Mattel. Laz, are you showing us the middle finger? Not intentionally, mate. I think certain cars will get you more views, like Bond cars, Batmobiles, Thunderbirds, etc. I agree, mate. Martin saying page 100. I've just started collecting 1/8. Lee saying I just started collecting 1/18 scale. Got over 20 now. Paul saying have a car cleaning clutch. More Starsky Nuts Gran Torino. Have you got the figures for that, mate? I'd be interested to know. Blimey, 20, that's cool. Martin, what's on page 100? I'll show you, Laz. I'm not getting any YouTube strikes for this. That's page 100 of the Corgi Toys book for collectors. And Martin is doing the vehicle that's bang in the middle. It's the Buck Rogers Starfighter. That's one I'm looking forward to seeing. Yeah, so Martin saying Buck Rogers Starfighter has RIC. I'll post some pics on my channel. Just need loads of space to set them out. I have the same thing with my. I'm not a big fan of Hot Wheels. I must admit, but when I saw that a load of Batmobiles of various shapes, sizes, and from different eras was being sold, I just had to have them. And then it's if you, I don't want to break them out. Do they call them the card shells? I don't want to break them out that. So then it's a way of how do you go about presenting them. Wish to see that. Laz saying he's looking forward to seeing the pictures that you've got, Lee. That'll be good. I will have a look. Martin says Laz has just brought 40 James Bond cars from the James Bond car collection. I take that's 1/40th scale, is it, Laz? Yeah, the 1/18th Lotus is massive. It even came with a wheel brace and removable wheels. They also did a Marlboro McLaren. No figures for the GT. Oh, okay, mate. Laz saying Majorette is my fave brand. I think if you're looking, that's why I think, Laz, that I used to do the tutorial videos. I chose a Majorette vehicle, which was the Matra Simca Bagheera, and the fact that all you have to do is to take that spring steel out to release the axles is a blessing. When you're doing some Matchbox and the axle is fastened in there in a vice-like grip, it causes me a bloody nightmare. Well, there you go. So yeah, I'm a big fan of. I wasn't all that aware of Majorettes, but I'm a big fan of them now. Oh, jeez. So Paul saying if you need any spares, Laz, for the DB5, let him know he's just stood on his. Awesome. Unlucky buddy. I'll bring down the. They're actually behind the curtain. What I will do at some point is I'll do a video of my setup, and I know Paul recently did a tidying of his bench area. I'll do something similar and advertise my dad shelves. My kids are great at buying me collector's pieces, whether they be Marvel, DC, pop vinyls, you name it, Lego. I'm a big Lego fan as well, by the way. As long as it's DC and Marvel, I'm a big, or the Batmobile. I'm a big Lego fan. Like Star Wars, but not so much. I'm not a massive Star Wars I haven't got the inclination to collect Star Wars stuff. I've got more memorabilia from Iron Maiden than I've got from Star Wars. I'll give you an example of a couple of pieces that I had for Christmas. So a couple of puppets from my daughter. So anything like that, I'm all over it. I love them. Anything that's different. I do. If you're going to be anybody, be Batman. If you're going to collect anything, collect Batman. We'll put them up. No, number 1 to 40. Oh, sorry. Yeah, with you, lads. I take it the ones that come with a magazine, are they? So you get a vehicle and a magazine. You thought we'd have so much to talk about for 2 hours. Good grief. Well, Lee saying, sorry guys, I needed a piece. I took you all with me. I hope you all closed your eyes. Loads of laugh. Yes, they're easy to work on. Agreed, buddy. They are, lads. I love working on majorettes. And also the wheels. The wheels are designed so well, but they're really great to rechrome. My ass needs loads of shit going on eBay before I'm one of those. Before I'm one of those orders you hear about found dead under a pile of fallen memorabilia. Yeah, my kids will have to have a massive clear out. That's in the future. Very loud. I'm traumatized. I need my eyes bleaching now. Okay, so I'm gonna call this. We've been on for 2 hours and it seemed like 5 minutes. I've really enjoyed this. Thank you all for dropping by. It means the world to me, and I think we've started something here that we can carry on with. It's good that we're all getting to know each other and we're crossing our channels and promoting each other. That's great. As I say, if you haven't already, I think the majority of people on here now know about the Midlife Models Facebook channel, where you can come on, join the community. And please advertise your current builds. It's a shared community. It's not all about what Midlife Models is doing. I try to promote other people as much as I can, but I'm not always aware when a build goes up. So there you go, guys. I will see you hopefully on Facebook, dear models, and by all means, reach out, give me a shout if I can help with anything, or you want to try and get in touch with one of the other builders that are here. So with that, I will say have a great weekend. Cheers, and I'll catch you soon. Cheers.